take you to the front lines of what is now one of the most dangerous and controversial jobs in America, police work. Law enforcement has become the focus of an intense national conversation after the fatal police shootings of black men in Louisiana and Minnesota, and then the murder of 5 officers in Dallas. My Nightline co-anchor Juju Chang gets a street-level view tonight in this, the first installment of our special week-long series, America in Black and White.
1607, 1654, visual cover.
11-10-5 from Congress.
It seems like, you know, in the current climate, you have to be more vigilant.
Yes, with everything going on, you have to be more vigilant. We always have to stay alert.
Officer Mark Blackwell knows the streets of Bridgeport, Connecticut well. He grew up not far from here in a family of cops. But in the wake of the Dallas ambush, this week feels different.
Do you ever think it's open season on cops?
Feels like a bullseye on our backs right now. We all want to be able to go home to our loved ones.
Disregard anything.
His newest loved one, his 6-week-old daughter. It was 9 years ago this day that the 44-year-old Blackwell first donned his blue uniform and the badge. A badge now shrouded in mourning for blue lives lost in Dallas, as protests for black lives spotlight a painful racial divide.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
After the controversial shooting of 2 black men by police officers, we decided to go out on patrol with Blackwell and Joey Augusto, 2 cops uniquely positioned to bridge the gap. After the deaths of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile at the hands of police, intensifying the anger towards law enforcement. Now a rallying cry for nationwide protests, starting out peacefully, but ending in arrest after arrest. At least 42 in New York, 19 in Chicago, 102 in St. Paul. One of the most prominent national leaders of Black Lives Matter, DeRay McKesson, was among the 125 arrested in Baton Rouge.
Why is he being arrested right now?
Periscoping his arrest live. In St. Paul alone, 21 officers were injured by rocks and bottles thrown by protesters. One officer's teeth knocked out. Some condemning the entire protest movement.
This quickly becoming a terrorist group committing hate crimes.
The New York Post categorizing the conflict with 2 provocative words: civil war.
Hate's not going to get you anywhere. It's just fueling the fire.
Everything is cops are pigs, cops are this. All they want to do is kill people. It's not like that.
For Officer Blackwell, his shifts rarely involve violent confrontation. In fact, he's never fired his gun in the line of duty. When things start to get tense, they rely on critical training to diffuse conflict, the best weapon for police to avoid using force.
11 PT Barnum.
Blackwell responds to a nuisance call, an allegedly drunk man banging on a door, trying to get into an apartment that isn't his. Officer Blackwell and Augusto keep the suspect calm, convincing him to walk away, bloodied, into an ambulance. Crisis averted. Blackwell and Augusto believe in community policing, trying to erase the perceived battle lines between people of color and the police.
They were born here, they were raised here, they're from the community.
This isn't just friendly chit-chat. To them, this is quality police work.
Does it help that you're black, do you think?
In some cases, in dealing with the public, I could sometimes de-escalate a situation.
So much of their police work is a strategic effort to stay connected to the community. Today, they shoot hoops with neighborhood kids, teenagers who tell us they've already had those tough conversations with their parents.
Do they tell you how to act around the police?
They say to listen, like if they say to stop, then you stop. Don't run.
Do you feel like the cops are good guys or bad guys?
Some cops are bad guys. Just to choose to use the law for what they want to do.
When you see teenage boys, what do you think?
Even if they do something bad, I try to turn it into something positive with them.
But you have to do a threat assessment.
Correct. Depending on the situation, our safety always comes first.
Bridgeport, like so many urban areas, facing its own painful questions about police brutality. This video from 2011 launched an FBI investigation. That man's lawsuit settling out of court with Bridgeport police. The 2 officers pled guilty and were sentenced to prison. By Sunday morning, Reverend Anthony Bennett of a historic black church across town is hearing calls to postpone their march on the local police headquarters.
We are tired, brothers and sisters, of explaining to white folks and even some of our own people that being pro-black is not being anti-white.
Hundreds gather to the steady sounds of drum beats, refusing to let one tragedy eclipse another.
I think that everyone is forgetting the message. It's not that we're disregarding any other lives or anything like that. We just need to focus more on the Black Lives That Matter because we're the ones that's being affected the most.
Do you worry, though, that Black Lives Matter gets hijacked by a sniper in Dallas?
No more than what Dylan Roof did indicts all of white male Christians in this country.
Along the march, an army of cell phones, many live streaming.
We out here.
Hello.
Cell phones now ubiquitous, documenting the deaths of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, whose girlfriend live streamed the moments just after he was shot by police.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license. Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
These graphic images creating a groundswell of public sympathy for Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
But the backlash is something Officer Augusto and his brothers in blue must contend with.
People are like pretty much in your face with that camera. And we're like, can you step back, please, give us some room. They don't want to move.
We're judged on a split-second decision where the public, the media, they could analyze that same video for hours.
These are not just split-second decisions. These are life and death decisions.
They're life and death. They're life and death. Nobody wakes up to say, I'm gonna come to work today and, I want to kill somebody.
Transparency! Integrity! Integrity!
And yet, we find common ground.
Should we have education and mentorship for our young people so they don't get caught up in a life that leads to police engagement?
A shared frustration over the rampant violence and needless loss of life.
So this is from the mass shooting?
Yeah, we had a shooting up here. People got shot, including a fatality. Black on black crime is out of control. There's a lot of people in this community that want to address that issue. They don't want to see their loved ones killed.
It may not have made national headlines, but the killing left its mark on this community and these officers, who say that above all, they took the oath to serve and protect in order to prevent heartache like this from happening.
It seems to me every day you go out on the job, you're putting your lives on the line.
But I love what I do.
You love what you do.
Yeah, I'm scared. You have to be scared when you do this job. But it's what we do to protect other people.
In the twilight hours of our ride with Officer Blackwell, he takes us to a place he describes as one of the most dangerous housing projects in Bridgeport, where shootings are commonplace.
I'm going to be a cop when I grow up.
Instead of blood, we find hope.
What are you going to be?
A cop.
You want to be a cop when you grow up?
Me too.
You too?
Me too.
Hope that these young boys will never have to choose sides in a country seemingly divided between black and blue. For Nightline, I'm Juju Chang in Bridgeport, Connecticut.